Welcome to this video about how to become a freelancer using the power of BART to supercharge and power up your skill. I'm super excited to show you this. For this example, we're going to be using Fiverr. The two most popular platforms for freelancers, I would say, are Fiverr and Upwork. These are the main ones. Upwork, from my experience, is usually for bigger projects. So if you want to hire a designer for a long-term project or an engineer, or people do all kinds of stuff. You can find anybody, lawyers or copywriters. From my experience, at least I, as an entrepreneur, I tend to go to Upwork when I look for longer term talent. And I go to Fiverr when I'm looking for quick gigs. Like I just need, a quick job done in a day. That's what I use Fiverr for. In this example, you could use both Upwork and Fiverr, but in this particular tutorial, we are going to use Fiverr. So that's the focus. Fiverr is you can become a freelancer, and some of these services you can see over here: AI artists, logo design, WordPress customization of websites, voiceovers, video explainers. There's lots of different stuff: SEO, social media, translation, data entry, all kinds of interesting stuff in here. So there's a really big variety of what you can do on Fiverr. These are all the main categories that we have over here. So we are going to sign up, and we're going to create an account, and we're going to use BART to set up our first gig, also do research on what kind of gig we should set up, and we're going to dive in. So this is a very easy way to start becoming a freelancer and start generating some value and earning income using BART as the superpower behind what we're doing. So I'm super excited to show you. Okay, if you don't have an account, you want to go ahead and click on join and start. I already have an account, so I'm going to sign in. So once you sign in into your Fiverr account, you'll see a dashboard that's similar to this. So I'm in the dashboard right now. I've experimented with some previous gigs, so you can see that I have some feedback over here, but I haven't been doing any work. And so there's 0 here. This might be empty for you, and you also will probably not have any messages. And to give you a quick walkthrough of Fiverr, we've got the My Business section. So over here you have orders. So people that have ordered stuff from you. Once we finish with this video, you can be ready to start receiving orders. All the gigs. So if anybody, the gigs that you're offering, you can offer more than one type of gig. You can do both, like a design or copywriting, whatever you want. Then there's a profile, your earnings, kind of highlight of the financials, Fiverr Workspace. And in the growth and marketing, we can scale your business, contacts, Fiverr Learn if you want to become bigger. And then we have the analytics, which is an overview and that part. I'm going to go ahead and click on the gigs. And so you can see we don't have any gigs listed right now. And so it's empty, and it's telling us you can join the communities. You create a gig, deliver great work, and you get paid. It is very, very simple. As you can see, I've been experimenting with some gigs before, and so there is a little payout that I need to withdraw, but we're going to become a seller. And so there's some basic stuff that you need to start doing. There's a bit of overview and onboarding, and you might see something different, and it's okay. It's like an explanation of what to do, but we don't need to do any of that. So to begin with, we've got the full name description. Over here, I'm going to add, actually, I'll leave my name as a display name, a profile picture, and then I have a description that I wrote over here. So you can write a description for yourself. This would be a first task that we want to do on using BART, actually. So I'm going to keep track of the tasks that we can use with BART. Number 1 is write a description, and it's got max limit of 600 characters. So that's the first task that we'll be doing. Language, I have it set up for English, and I do need to add a display name as well. So I'm going to put Darius Mora, and we go up to the next one. And so in here, we can choose the occupation. I've selected mobile app marketing and marketing strategy because that's the experience that I have had with. So you should put in the experience that you know. Based on the work that I have done in the past, I've also done email marketing, I've done SEO, a lot of social media advertising. So you select the ones that are available for you, and you can do maximum of 5. And you also choose a category if that works best for you. So you can pick the category later on once you decide what exactly type of gig that you're going to do. We're going to stick with digital marketing for now. In the next category, we got skills, education, and certification, and then a personal website. The skills is the one that's required. The rest is not required. I did start with App Store optimization, but we can add some new ones. So let's do YouTube Analytics API intro, YouTube marketing. We can go with that. And I've done a bunch of YouTube. I'll put expert and more. Social media. We could do social media marketing. It's enough to get us started over here. I'll click on continue, go to the next stage. And so linked accounts, I have linked Facebook and Google. And so these have been verified. And then I have the social presence in there. And finally, account security. So I have the email and the phone number, all of this is here. Go ahead and finish. And so you're a seller now, and you're good to go to create your first gig. Go ahead, click. And so this is where we start creating our first gig. This is the most important point of the entire project. And that's something we're going to do as well with Bart. So the next task would be research promising gig opportunities. So we're going to Bart to find out what we can do. And then we're going to write the gig title. We have the categories and then the tags that we'll add there later on. And then we have the pricing, description, requirements, gallery, and publish. And the description is something we can use for Bart as well. So I'll write description is one thing. So these 4 tasks, now we're going to use Bart for, and we'll come back and we'll finish up the rest of these so we can publish a gig and we can get you to start earning some income as a freelancer on Fiverr. If you're ready, let's go to Bart. So we got Bart open, and we're going to start out with the first task of write a description of 600 characters for the profile. So I'm going to specify profile description. And I'll say, help me write a Fiverr profile description for my new account. It should be compelling and convince potential buyers to work with me. Use professional and persuasive language. I'll put tone of voice, not language. Tone of voice. Make the description around 500 to 600 characters. And I'll provide some background info about me for the profile description. Let's say Darius Mora. Previously, I was the Chief Marketing Officer at Reflectly app. Currently the CEO of Vitality Therapeutics. Experience in performance marketing, social media management. So of course you want to write your own kind of bullet points about what is relevant for your work. I'm going to go ahead, click enter, and we'll get Bart to generate the description for us. And so here it goes. You wrote a description. We'll check whether this is up to 600 characters, but there's more a seasoned marketing professional with over 10 years experience. I've held senior positions at some of the most innovative companies in the world. Expert in performance marketing, passionate about growing business. Yep, you're looking for a marketing professional. Some of the more skills and experience I can achieve with no clients say. So I'm pretty sure all of this, first of all, it made up a bunch of names and testimonials, which we're not going to use because they're made up. But I'm going to go ahead and copy this part. And again, we have the other drafts. Let's see if these are interesting. I think I'm going to go ahead with this second one. Actually, this one is pretty good. So let me just copy this part. I like this one. There we go. And so our first task is this, and we'll cut it down if it's too long, if it's more than 600 characters. Okay, so the second task is research promising gig opportunities. Let me enlarge this window, put it over here, and I'll say we're going to use the brainstorming tool. So help me brainstorm and search the internet for most promising Fiverr gig opportunities that I could easily do with your help as an AI model. List top 10 categories that are a good fit for my skill set from the previous prompt, and combination of BART AI. So now we're asking it to list gigs that are good opportunities. So we have social media marketing, social content writing, SEO, email, web, graphic design. So not all of these are relevant to use BART for, like obviously web design, graphic design, video editing. It's not virtual assistant copywriting. Copywriting is a good one, but we can go deeper into maybe content and social media writing. That's a good start. Give me a breakdown of top 5 niche categories within social media marketing and content writing each. The niche should be a good opportunity because it is easy to fulfill using BART AI help, and maybe I give it a bit more because I'm going to give it a few suggestions. It's easy to do with BART. There isn't a lot of competition. It is growing in popularity and demand. It is likely to grow in the future based on current trends. So we want to find gigs that we can establish ourselves in now, and hopefully in the future they will be even more popular. So I asked for 5 each. It gave me 3, but that's okay. Social media content creation for small business, management, advertising for startups, technical writing, copywriting, and content writing for the healthcare industry. Niche, there's a lot of demand for technical writers, but I can help you clear and concise technical documentation. Okay, so I think we can maybe try out with this one. This might be an interesting category for e-commerce. So niche is highly demanded because healthcare industry is constantly growing. You can write information. So let's try this one. Give me a further breakdown and ideas on what kind of gigs to offer within this niche. And so I want to get to the specific, as specific as possible. When you're starting out, it's good to go super niche so that you can recognizable, because if you go to a very crowded place, it's already a lot of people. So we got blog posts, website copy, social media, email, white papers, and case studies. And obviously you want to make sure that your skill set and your experience matches. We can't be writing for healthcare industry if you don't have any experience and don't understand it. But I just wanted to show you what the process could look like. I personally have a lot of experience with mobile apps. And so I am a very good mobile app marketer. And that's the topic. And that's the gig we're going to offer on Fiverr. So I'm going to say we are going to offer a gig about mobile app marketing. Specifically, we will offer SEO or ASO actually. So SEO is the web version, search engine optimization. We're going to offer ASO, which is app store optimization services and research. We will write titles, subtitles, and descriptions for apps. We will also offer translation and localization of all these. So that's what we're doing. And we've researched, we have a description. I'm going to do a title. Now write a compelling, clear title for the gig. Because of my experience, I decided to do ASO. Of course, you do what you're experienced with and do it with integrity, because you got to do what you actually can stand behind. So mobile app, ASO, increase your app's downloads with our expert services. Is a research, title, subtitle. I'm gonna go ahead and pick this one, and we're gonna adjust it a little bit. This is a good start, but I'll do downloads, and here I'm going to write title subtitle, description, and localization. So that will be the title of the gig. This might be too long. We'll cut it down if it is too long. And description. Now write a more detailed description of the gig. The title of the gig is, and we'll get text, put it here. I'm going to paste it, and that is the title. So now we're going to let Bart write our description for us. And again, we'll take a look at it, take it as a base, and then edit it afterwards. So, okay, writing engagement, title, subtitle, blah, blah. And there's a bit more pricing. We don't need the pricing because there's a separate section within Fiverr. Okay, so now we have everything we need to get started. I'm going to go back to Fiverr now. All right, so we're in Fiverr, and I'm going to take my mobile app title, and I will do mobile app ISO. It is too long, and it's okay. Mobile app ISO, increase your app's downloads, title. So we'll just get rid of the last bit. We'll add that to the description. Shorter title, attract more buyers. Okay. Or we just go very, very short and I'll do mobile app ISO, comma, titles. We cannot do, we can't, okay. Nope, cannot. So I'll do mobile app ISO, title, subtitle, description. Very basic. The categories in digital marketing, and the subcategory is, what do we got here? Do we have mobile app marketing? Affiliate, oh, bam, bingo. Exact category. Okay, so select the type of service, App Store optimization. We'll do that. We're going to do App Store and Google Play Store. And positive keyword. Well, when you're looking for. So they're looking for ASO. They'll be looking for mobile app, app title, app description, maybe, app subtitle. That's what we got going on. Save and continue. So it's saved, and now we're going to do pricing. So we can create a package, and we have basic, standard, and premium, and there's names of the packages. Or I will write your ASO optimized title. So here we do title and subtitle, subtitle and description, title, subtitle and description. Delivery time. So this will be the premium package. So it'll be the quickest one. So we'll do 1 day, and this one will do 2 days. And over here we'll do 3 days. Number of platforms. We're going to do 1 for this one, 1 for this one, and then 2 for this one. Keywords researched. This is specific to mobile app marketing categories that might be relevant, but I'm just going to put 40 there. I'll do 50, and we'll do 50, although you could do more. Competitors. So you'll put 5. We'll put 10, and here we'll put 10 as well. Actually, let me put a bit fewer than 10 then. 7. The word description. We're not doing app description, and this one does description, and so we'll go full blast, all in. Classification upload, no. Icon review, no. Revisions, this one, let's offer 1 revision. And the price. So I'm looking at the pricing packages, and I think when you're starting on Fiverr, you just want to get some gigs. You don't want to make it too complicated. You just want to get, the goal at the beginning is just to get reviews. And as soon as you have good reviews, then I would keep increasing the price. But you're not going to make a lot of money at the beginning. We're going to make this very simple. So we'll put 10, here we're going to put 20, and then we're going to put 30. Very, very low pricing, very basic. But again, the goal is just to get reviews. And once we have that, then we can go all in. And so we can do extra delivery. I'm not going to add extras for this. You could do some of these extras. Again, these are only relevant for app marketing. So we're not going to go through them. I'll save and continue to the next one. And the description. Okay, so here's the description. We have plenty of space, 1,200 characters, no problem. And of course, you want to make sure that the description fits with your skill set. These bullet points, yes. So these are bulleted like this. And I'm going to just format it a little better so it's more visible. And here's a claim, 20% increase in downloads within 3 months. Of course, you want to make a claim that is actually true. We'll leave it there because it's just for demonstration. Actually, I'm going to improve it. Clients have average of in 3 months. I have done consulting, not on this platform, but consulting for big companies, and we actually seen 50% increase in revenue conversion rate within 3 months. So I'm going to leave this because it's actually something I've done, and I have proof. I have testimonials from real clients. And so we'll leave that as the benefit. Perfect. Now we have the description, moving forward, saving, and we got the requirements. Yeah, so basic questions that are there within Fiverr. Wouldn't have to ask any more questions. In this case, I must add one requirement. Okay, so what do we need to know from them on the ASO? Have you been doing any ASO before? How did you decide on your current ASO metadata? ASO metadata is the title, subtitle, and description. Is the app already launched, or is the app already launched or not? Free text. So that is the requirement. Couple of questions there. Saving the gig. And we want to add an image to the gallery. There's a video explainer on what is good. I'm going to drop in an image. So I'm just going to put my profile picture, because I do have, within the mobile app world, I do have a brand that I've built for myself. And so people might recognize me from my courses and YouTube videos. You want to follow the guidelines if you don't have a brand. And then you can see there's some descriptions of what would be a good image. And I highly recommend using Canva, which is a fantastic tool to create images and do something. I'm a huge fan of Canva, and I do all of my work. So for example, you can see that I have done some thumbnails for previous courses. So you can do something similar. I wonder if it has an actual template for Fiverr. Yeah, thumbnail for Fiverr, there you go. And you got lots of thumbnails, lots of examples. So you could simply go in and you would customize a template and you just change the text. So in our case, I would do ASO metadata, and then I would add my own image here, uploads. This image we don't need, we'll delete it. And maybe I would put this image, and you could download this and you would use something like this. Start now. I'm gonna go ahead and download this one. We'll keep that as the main one for now and see how it looks. There's no documents needed or videos right now, and that is okay. Changes saved. Publish gig. There you go. We have published a gig on Fiverr, and when I open the gig, we're live. I'll do mobile app, basic, standard, and premium. And these are all the stuff that we've put in here. We've got a description, and we're ready to rock. It is very simple. Done. We are finished. And so over here, you'll see when you get how many impressions, when you get clicks, when you get orders, and cancellations. This, I think, is super exciting. If you don't have a brand and you're starting out, and it would be good to promote this, whether you can promote it on social media, you can write blog posts, you can maybe do a video on YouTube and try to get more attention to that if you don't have any attention right now. But let's see how this goes. All right, it is a couple of hours later and we got our very first order. I am very excited. So here's our dashboard for Fiverr. You remember that we created the account, we created the gig and launched it. And we got our first order. It is for the very basic package of $10. It's okay. We're going to start getting the first few packages, the first few gigs. We'll start getting reviews. Then we increase the prices. Then we put more gigs. And off we go on this very exciting freelance journey. So here is the first gig. There's 2 days, almost 3 days to fulfill. And I'm going to go ahead and click on seeing this gig. So you see that this is the order that was selected, and it's for business use for mobile app. And then here is the app that we're going to be working on. So we're going to be doing the Meal Prep Pro meal plan app, and we are doing just the title because that was the order. The gig was for just the title, not the subtitle or the description or anything else, just the title. That's good. We're going to start nice and easy, and this should be fun. So this part, I'm going to walk you through it, and I'll show you how I do it. Of course, this is only relevant to the specific mobile app world and industry. So I'll show you how I would work on the title in this case. But of course, when you get a gig, you should work on what is your skill set and what you're good at. But we're going to use Bard to help us fulfill this order. Okay, so the first thing is we have Meal Prep Pro, and I'm going to copy this. I'll copy this title, and I'll put it into Bard, and I'll say you are the best ASO app marketing specialist in the world. You will help me write an amazing app title for this app. Title, and it should be able to read the link. Here we go. This is the link. I'll write old title so it's clear. The title should convince potential users to download the app. That's the goal. Okay, so the next step for me is to use AppTweak to find competition and get examples of really good titles. So AppTweak is my favorite tool for app store optimization. I've used them for a long time. It's the best one on the market. And I will include a link to AppTweak with a discount in the resource section. I do work with AppTweak, so I have a link where you can use, and then you'll get a discount if you want to use AppTweak. On the premium version, there's also free versions that you can use, which are perfectly fine. But I've tried all the other ones. There's a few other ones, tools that I've used before, but AppTweak is my favorite. So I'll go ahead and I'm gonna take the name and we're gonna add it as our app, and then we'll find competition. So Meal Prep Pro, we'll do the iOS version. Over here, we're gonna add the US as a target market, and it's gonna give us suggested competitions. And AppTweak does this automatically, and it shows us the app power, so you know how big of an app that is. And so we want to pick the ones that have good power. I'm looking for any other that's not relevant. Meal planner, yep, relevant. Easy cooking recipes, and we got this one. I think that's a good start. Any other apps with really good rating would also be relevant. That one we have 4.8 is that very good actually, and 4.7 we already have that one. 4.8. Anything else? Yeah, we've added all those. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead next, and we are going to confirm our selection. And now we're following this app. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on Meal Prep Pro, and it shows me all the different competitions. And here it shows me the names. Oh, skip this. Here it shows me all of the names of the competition and all the subtitles and all the other promotional text and all descriptions. So if we were, and the way we're going to do this is we're going to copy all these names and we'll add them to Bard, and we'll ask Bard to generate a new title for us. And can we add more competition? Top apps in category. Food and drink. These are not really relevant for us. So let me go ahead and copy the competition names, and we want to go to Bard just over here. Use the competitors' names as an inspiration. Your limit is 30 characters because that's the title limit. Competition. Cool. Hit submit, and we're going to wait for Bart to suggest an ASO optimized title. So here we go. So first of all, I can see that this is more than 30 characters. We did start off with using the Meal Prep Pro as the brand name, and that's okay in this case. Easiest way, meal planning made simple, your meal planning cooking companion. I like this one. 100+ healthy plans would be maybe a good way. So let's see how many characters that would be. Healthy plans. Oh, we need one more character over here to make it good. Oh, come on. So I think this is pretty good to start with. So what you would do in the actual, I like this one. This would be our title. What you would do then when you have this suggestion, you would do the actual keyword research. We haven't done that, but that's something that you do within the mobile app space, and I haven't showed it to you because it's only relevant for mobile apps. But I'll just give you a quick overview. We can go into keywords, and then we see the ranking of the keywords within that app, and then we could add new keywords. So for example, so the volume is very low on healthy plans. It's got only a few installs, and we rank 35 currently on this keyword. So this wouldn't be a highly optimized keyword for traffic. It would be more for conversions, because doing ASO is kind of a magic combination between, it's like art and science. The science part of it is getting the conversions right, getting the numbers, getting the keywords with high volume of traffic, but not a lot of competition. And the art of it is to do copywriting, so persuasive writing where people will click on the apps and then convert. And so in this case, we could, Meal Prep Pro is already a brand name, and then we added this kind of copywriting. It's not optimized for keywords, but it is good copy. So it'd be interesting to test this one out. And the way we would do it, we would suggest a couple of them and test it out. So I will add this here, and then we could deliver, and you would say your title is Meal Prep Pro. We could add it to the gallery. And so this is how you would finalize the project. I'm not going to deliver now because I want to do some more research, and I want to do some more ASO optimization to make sure that I deliver really the best, most possible, amazing title that I can do. The specific keyword research in ASO is not relevant for this course, and so I'm not going to just put all of that here, but that is the basic principles of how we would follow along and how we would do this type of a project. I hope you enjoyed, and now you have the superpower. You know how to become a freelancer on Fiverr. You know how to research areas that are good for you with using Bart. You know how to set up your account on Fiverr, and you know how to set up a gig on Fiverr. And you also know how to use Bard to create the deliverable, and then how to actually deliver the gig. I think this is an amazing opportunity if you are looking to become a freelancer, or you're looking to do some more work on Fiverr. This is a great way to use the superpower of Bart to really take you to the next level in your career and build all of the amazing freedom and the things that you want in your life. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let's continue with some more super exciting real life step-by-step projects and guides. Hey everyone, welcome to this video, and I'm super pumped because we are going to do something that I would not have thought is possible a couple of years ago. So we are going to build a website completely from scratch using Bard. So I don't actually write code. I'm not an engineer. I don't write code, but we are going to build a website from scratch, and we're going to use Bard to first of all tell us the exactly step-by-step process how to do it. We'll get Bard to generate the code that we need in order to build this website. So it's very early stages of Bard, and AI is just now starting to figure out how to write code in a way that actually works and it functions. And so we can have kind of an early experiment. It is not going to be something fancy, not a very like big comprehensive website. It'll be literally just like a little demonstration landing page. But I am so excited because, and it's just a matter of time until we'll be able to build some really cool stuff. We'll be able to build web apps and we'll do mobile apps. And I mean, we're going to do everything with Bard. So if you don't know how to code and you've always wanted to do a software project, now is your chance. So first thing first, I actually don't know how to build a website at all. So I have to ask Bard how to do it. And this type of experiment is fun to do because it's also not replicable in the same way. Meaning, if you use the same questions, Bard might give you different answers. Bard might give you, it will definitely give you different code than it gives me. It might give you different suggestions on how to work with it. And so you're not guaranteed to get the same response, but I want to show you the general guidance on how to take care of this. I honestly don't even know where to start. How do you even make a website? I don't know. I've used WordPress before, yeah, but I want to build a website from scratch, not on top of any of these content management platforms like WordPress. And of course, there's all kinds of use cases. You could also build a WordPress website and then you could use Bard to adjust some of the code. You could do plugins, you could do all kinds of stuff. But for the demonstration of this part, to show you how a total newbie like me, who cannot code out of a paper bag, will build a website from scratch. Or we're going to attempt, at least attempt. Let's see how it goes. So you are going to help me build a website from scratch. I don't code and I'm not a technical founder. I'm not an engineer. So you will have to explain everything step by step, guide me and write the code for me. Step by step, guide me and write the code for me. Okay. What else do we need? I will copy, paste your code and do everything you say. I will follow your clear instructions. First, give me an overview of the process of how we're going to create a website from scratch. So I want Bart to tell me first the big picture. What are we going to do? What is the general theme, and then how to do it. So one, plan to your website. What do you want your website to do? Kind of content, who's the target audience? Once you've got understanding goals, sort of structure. Okay, so this is very simple. We'll do a very basic landing page for a breathwork website. Very simple. Choose a website builder. There are many different website builders available, both free and paid. Some of them includes Wix, Squarespace, and WordPress. So here it's suggesting to do WordPress, but I don't want to do WordPress. I want to do it from scratch. So design and publish. Okay. I don't want to use WordPress or any builder. I want to make it completely from scratch. So yes, the easiest way would be to do that way, but so choose a programming language. The most popular languages for building sites are HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Bam, perfect. We'll use that. Need to choose one of these languages and start building our website. Well, so actually for a website, I know that we can use these three, not one of them, but we need all three. Learn the basics of your chosen program language, remains in resources. So we don't need to learn the basics because Bart will tell us. Write the code, test your website, deploy your website. Okay, so I'll say we will be using these and allow you to create a website, test your website, written the code. Please give me all the necessary HTML, CSS, and JavaScript code for a breathwork website with sample exercises. So let's see if it can already from this very basic simple prompt generate some code for us. If not, we'll have to guide it more. But if yes, we can just start copy pasting. Here we go. We got some HTML code. We got some CSS code. We got some JavaScript. Okay, this code will create a simple website with simple exercise. Perfect. So we get a simple website with exercises. HTML defines the structure, CSS the style, and JavaScript the list of exercises. So you'll need to save it as HTML file, then open it in the web browser. You can also deploy the code on a web hosting provider so that other people can access it. Okay, so actually I've decided to use Visual Studio, and we're going to start. I'm going to copy HTML and I'll paste it here. And we do have the reference to the style actually. So it's got script.js and style.css. Perfect. So we can save this file. I'm going to call it breath.html and save it. And now we have this HTML file over here. Perfect. And so open a new one and I'll copy the CSS. Here we go, CSS. And I'll save this as style.css because that's what we're referring to here, style.css. Perfect. And finally, I'm going to copy the JavaScript. And that's supposed to be script. So JavaScript, save it as script.js. Okay, now, fingers crossed, the moment of anticipation has arrived. Hey, so it's a little better. Okay. Still, it's not pretty or anything, but breathwork website, sample exercises, and box breathing. So when I click on it, nothing happens because we didn't do much more. And the style is not beautiful, but it's a start. It's a start. Hey, we got a little website going. All right. So now let's see if we can work with this code and make it actually interactive. So this will be pretty challenging, I think, but let's see. When I click on the exercise box breathing, nothing happens. Give me new code for HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, so that when I click on the box breathing exercise, I get a small guide circle that pops up. The circle will expand for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds. That's box breathing technique. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, smaller for 4 seconds, and hold for 4 seconds again. So this is a pretty complex thing I'm asking it to do. I don't know if we'll be able to write that kind of code for me, but we're going to try. We're going to see if it works. If not, that's okay. At least we got our basic, beautiful, not so beautiful breathwork website. But if it works, it'll be impressive. But so here we go. We got, and I don't know what changes it made, so I'm just gonna, yeah, so no changes in the breath. Are there any changes to CSS? Let's see. Yeah, seems to be some changes. So I'm gonna copy and paste and save. And now JavaScript. There are some functions. Let's see. It doesn't look like the code has changed much, but we'll see. So I'll open, and if I click on box breathing, nothing happens again. If I click on any of them. Okay, so it seems like nothing happens when I click on box breathing. I'm not sure. I'll ask it. When I click on box breathing, nothing happens. There is no circle, no interaction. Fix it, please. So Possible reasons CSS file is not linked to HTML. Well, let's see. Is it? We got the broth. So we got the style.css that is linked. The script.css, script.js is also linked. Check the file path in the HTML file to make sure that you're correct. Typos. Both CSS and JavaScript files are linked to the HTML file. I can see that CSS is impacting the visual, but looks like JavaScript code is not working at all. Let's see if we can debug this. It's telling me to check JavaScript for any typos, but you wrote the JavaScript. You should give me JavaScript with no typos. So this might mean JavaScript is not loaded. Troubleshooting. I think the file path is okay as far as I know. I'm not that good, but box breathing is within the exercises. It is not in the head section, actually. It was down in the body. Maybe this works. Nothing happening, nada. A beautiful little website that we created, a little baby. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I have tried debugging and fixing this website, but I couldn't get it to actually do what I wanted to do. I couldn't get it to click and then open a breathwork exercise. So I think we've hit the limitations of BART at the moment, and it's okay. We started, just the fact that you could generate a HTML, CSS, and JavaScript code to me is absolutely impressive. To actually continue building on this website, it would require a deeper dive into actually understanding the code and learning it. Because so far we only use it as just getting BART to generate all the code for us, and then we copy paste it, and that was basically it. It doesn't do all of the work for us. If you wanted to dive deeper, you could just start breaking down the code, start understanding, and actually start learning how to write code. That is the proper way to use BART. For the purpose of the demonstration of this course, we're going to stop with this current project, and I highly recommend you, if you're curious about coding, then continue learning from BART and actually using this as a learning experience. We will do another shot at a coding with BART, do something a bit simpler, and we'll try to adjust on the current existing platforms like WordPress or some of the other builders. So I hope you've enjoyed this somewhat successful demonstration of what BART can do. To me, it's mind-boggling, but this is just the beginning. In a couple of months, in a couple of years, we'll definitely be able to generate a lot more comprehensive code, and I'm super excited that you're with me on this journey. Hope you enjoyed. Let's go to the next one. Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a new mini project video where we are going to create a Google Chrome extension from scratch. So in the past, we have tried creating an entire website from scratch, and let's just say it wasn't an entirely successful project. We've learned some things, but we did not end up with an amazing website, I would say. So in this video, we're going to make it a bit simpler. BART is still learning, it's still being educated, and so one day I'm sure it will be capable of making a website from scratch, but not yet. But I still want to demonstrate the power that it does have the ability to write code. And so I chose a more simplified project where we're going to do a Google Chrome extension. On my left side, you can see that I actually already asked Google Chrome. I said, write an outline for a step-by-step directions on how to create a Google Chrome extension. So that was my prompt, and I'm happy with the first version, so we'll stick to that one. And there's a couple of steps, and if you've never written any code before, it might be a bit intimidating, but do not worry, I'll guide you step by step. If you know how to write code, this is like total simple baby stuff, so this may not be so interesting for you. But if you're curious about starting to do some engineering work, then you can start learning like this. And this is my favorite way to learn, is to do it interactively. And so that's what we're doing in this very video. So I do have my Google Chrome extensions opened up. So what you can do is go to this address, Chrome and // extensions. That is how you get to this page within your Google Chrome. If you don't see these buttons over here, it's because you do not have the developer mode opened up. So if I close this, as you can see, I don't have this available. Go ahead back and open it, and we have these things. So you need these buttons because we'll be using the load unpacked button. And over here, just a menu and some very simple stuff. We don't need any of that. And so we have our extensions opened up. We have our Google Bard, and we have Visual Studio Code. We are using Visual Studio Code in order to be able to simply write the code here and save it in a folder. And on my desktop over here, I got the Chrome extensions, nothing in there right now, but we'll be using this folder to save everything in and then create the project. So that's what you can do step by step. Open your Bard, get Visual Studio or any other code editor that you prefer, but Visual Studio code is free and it's good. I recommend it. Get a Chrome extension folder on your desktop and open Bard, Google Chrome. We're using so many Google products. Open Chrome and follow this address in order to get to the extensions portion of Chrome and turn on developer mode. So those are the tasks to do right now. When you're ready, and pause the video. When you're ready, you can come back and continue with us. So let's go through the plan right now. First, create a new folder. So we've got the folder created. Then we're going to create a manifest file, which is our main JSON file. Then we're going to do a JavaScript file and a little bit of CSS for the styling. Then we'll load the extensions into Chrome, and that's basically it. And Google Bard has generated all of the code for us already over here. So we're going to check out if it works, how it works, and what else we can do. So again, if you've never coded before, this is a bit new and it might be a bit confusing, but please do not worry. We're going to make it very, very easily together. So let's start with the first step. The first step was creating the folder, and we have that here. So go ahead and create your folder just on your desktop, nothing fancy. And the second step is create a manifest file. The manifest file is a JSON file that tells Chrome how to load and run the extension. It includes information about the name, version description, permissions, and content script for the extensions. So I'm going to copy the JSON file that we got here. I'm going to go ahead and open a new file, and I'm going to just simply paste the code that we got. So this is the very simple code, and I'm going to go ahead and click save, and we're going to save it with the same name as we were told here. So manifest.json is the name under which you manifest.json. The name under which you save the file is very important. So make sure that the name is correct. If it's not correct, it is not going to work. So that has to be correct. Very cool. So we got the second step out of the way. Now you should have this manifest.json file. And then we save the file, done, correct. And now we're going to create this JavaScript file. So again, create a new file in the same folder. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new file over here. And we're going to save it as script.js. So this is the code, copy the code, paste it here. And Visual Studio is smart enough where it recognizes what type of code it is. As you can see, it wrote JavaScript because it knows that it is JavaScript. And so we're going to go ahead and save this as script.js, script.js in the same folder. Beautiful. And finally, save the folder. Finally, we got step 4, create the CSS file. So same folder, same thing again. And this just gives us the color of the styling. So CSS is all about the styling and the looks of what you see. So again, new file over here, paste it, and it recognizes as CSS. You see automatically, got the color red. Click on save, and this is supposed to be style.css. And so that is the name. All right. So I hope you managed to follow along. Feel free to pause the video and do it at your own pace. But now we have the 3 pieces of code, the very tiny piece of code. And this is all we need to create a Google Chrome extension, given it will not do a lot, but it is the first start of the extension. And I believe that we'll have to actually load the, it's not referring to the CSS over here. So actually, I think that's something we'll have to do manually because it's not doing it very well on its own. That's even though I don't write code, but I can see, I think that will be an issue, but let's see how it goes. So next thing, we're going to open our Chrome, and I'm going to open this over here on the side. So you can see both the Bard and, yes, both Bard and Chrome. So we have our developer mode on. We have the extensions open Chrome. Yes, we have the extensions, and then we're gonna load unpacked extensions. I'm gonna click on load unpacked. And as you can see, we have already selected the Chrome extensions folder. So I don't have to do anything now. If you don't have that, navigate to your desktop or wherever you have saved the folder. And when you click on the folder, I'm going to click select. And now the extension has been loaded. We get a little message, extension successfully loaded. So it is loaded within all of the extensions. And over here on the right side of Chrome, you can see if you hover over this little puzzle piece, it says extensions. And when I click on that, it shows me my extensions. So we have the extension loaded, but when I click on it, nothing happens. So that means there's code issue, there's some error. And usually if there is a kind of a direct error, it shows an error here. You can click on it and then find out what it is. But it's simply not doing something. So it doesn't work and we have to double check the code. So I went back to Bard. I told it to look for errors in the code and ask it to generate a new file. So here we got a new file, and I'm going to copy this code, this new JSON. I'll go ahead to the manifest and I'm going to copy and paste this. So we've got a new file, and here actually I see that it's referencing an icon that we do not have saved. So we'll have to get an icon, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. I will remove this extension. Actually, we can just refresh it. Yeah, so it's not getting the icon as I said. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and just download a simple icon. Let's say icon.png, look for images, and I'm going to go ahead and save this one. I'm going to drop it in the folder. And what was the name of the icon? It was hello extension.png. So that is the name that we're going to give it. Okay, so let's try to rerun it now and see if it works. Oh, we got an error. Okay, so I did a little bit of debugging and found out that I actually was referencing a wrong file. That in here, actually it says hello.html, but we don't have that. We have this script and style, which neither of these are actually referenced in the original code. We're referencing the icon over here, but that is it, not even referencing the style. So we are going to reference that in just a second, but first I want to make it work. And so I asked Bard to give me the HTML file that we need, that we're referencing here, hello.html. Go ahead, copy this, save, and I'm going to save this as hello.html. Alrighty, and so now we should be able to run this extension and make it work. I'm going to remove this and start all over again. So again, load unpacked. We have our original extension folder. I'll click select. It has been now loaded, and we go to the extensions, and you can actually click on it. As you can see, I can hover over this and click on it. And when I do click on it, bingo! It worked. We got a hello extensions text. As I said, this is no groundbreaking engineering. It is not it is not a product or even a feature, but we did it. We created an extension. When you click on it, it opens up this text with hello extension. Congratulations. This is your first step towards being able to write code. Again, we're not going to break any records here, but it is a first step towards being able to get code from Bard. And even though it wasn't very simple, we had to debug and go back and forth. But this is how you learn. It's not just copy pasting the code, but it's actually a learning process. So for you, I would say this is actually better than if it wrote perfect code, because you have to understand what it is doing and what it is giving you so that you actually can get into it. And so this is how I learned the very basics of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, by doing this kind of debugging together with Bard. And let's see if we can get this main file to also reference the style. So I'll say this file doesn't reference the style.css file. It just the JSON code so that it references the style.css file that you gave me. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've tried some debugging, but could not successfully implement the style.css. This code doesn't work. So we are going to stop here because I think we've hit the limit of Bard. Again, the extension works on the basics. Click on it, hello extensions. You get the hello extensions name, but I couldn't make it red. And so this is not an engineering course, and I didn't want to go deeper into it. Of course, we could dive deeper and start learning with Bard, and I encourage you to do that and actually go all in on learning with Bard, and because then you can actually get to the next level. But this is not an engineering course, and so I think this is the limit of what Bard can do right now. It will be improving every single day, every single week and month, so I'm sure very soon we'll be able to do the style.css. But for now, this is the video, this is the project. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope that you got some inspiration because you can start learning very, very tiny basics of engineering and putting it into practice. Of course, be sure to remember that what Bard gives us is not perfect code. And as you can see, like this doesn't work and a lot of them don't work. And so don't consider it to be the truth as the perfection, but you can use it as a reference and a guide to level up and skill up and take yourself to the next level. Hope you enjoyed it. I will see you in the future videos. Ciao. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this project, this real life project that we are going to do. I am very excited. This use case is one that I personally use most common. You know, there's a lot of marketing channels, a lot of social media. If you have a brand or personal brand or a business, there's so much to keep up with. And we make the mistake of creating all of our content from scratch over and over again, where in reality, there's a really good strategy that I use personally myself. It's actually from Gary Vee, is the kind of a pyramid strategy. So imagine that at the very top of the pyramid is one big piece of content that you make. So I, for example, wrote an article. Let me show you. I published the article on LinkedIn, and this is it's a bit of an emotional article about my burnout story. I went to Guatemala and became a hippie for 2 months just after the burnout because I need to recover. Don't worry, I don't have this ugly beard anymore. But imagine this article as the top of the pyramid, and then you can cut this down, the article, into so much small content for everything else. For example, this could be an Instagram post. You can make it a Twitter post. You can make it a Threads post, new app for Meta. You could do a lot of other stuff. You can create it into shorts and reels and podcasts. And so you can take one big piece of content and then break it down to the bottom of the pyramid for everything else. And that is exactly what we're going to do in this video right now. So we're going to convert this article into a new post on Threads. I am active on Threads, the app from Meta. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to copy this link and I'm going to drop it over here in the prompt field. And we're going to write our prompt from scratch over here. So you are going to help me write a thread post on the Threads app from Meta. We are going to follow the best practices from Twitter because it's basically a clone, exactly the same. We're going to follow the best practices from Twitter. Consider the most engaging, viral, interesting tweets and apply the same techniques to this thread. Make sure the tone of writing is friendly and kind. Use emojis. People love it. I have a Threads account and I speak about mental health, AI, business, and marketing. Strange combination, but to me it makes sense. the purpose of this post is to educate people on how to spot potential burnout symptoms from my perspective and help them heal if they resonate. Okay, I think this is a good start. We're going to start with this and then we'll see what kind of result we get out. So I'm going to hit enter, and Bard is going to hopefully write an amazing thread post for us. I hope he understands what is a thread post. All right, so it did not understand what the thread means. Okay, so we're going to adjust it. The alternatives, what do they look like? We only got another alternative. No bueno. Okay. That's not good. Make it a Twitter thread style. And so if this doesn't work, I'm going to use an example from Twitter of a Twitter thread so it understands what format we are looking for. Yeah, same here. Doesn't work. All right, let me get my phone out and I'm going to paste a thread from Twitter. Alrighty, so I have pasted a Twitter thread and now it is giving me what I wanted. It's giving me a non-point thread that I can now copy and we can turn this into an article. So we go ahead and copy this. I'm going to hit double enter and then we go to the next one. It did not use emojis, unfortunately, but that is okay. We're going to survive. So for demonstration purposes, put number 3, enter double, and so we have this thread style that I was looking for. And this is the last one. And I'm going to hit post, and that's it. We are posting. So this is how you can take a big article, synthesize it into a very simple form, and very quickly post it. And it is absolutely quick, easy, and it is not making up stuff. It's taken from the words that I wrote originally from the original article. So this is my favorite strategy of how to use Bard and some of these tools to really help us be more productive and spread the word. And so as you can see now, it is posted. If I click on it, it's got this beautiful thread style with all the information in there. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I think this was fun. This is how I use Bard to help me expand and supercharge my marketing abilities. Hope you enjoyed it. If you're ready, let's do some more real life projects. Hello, you beautiful human being, you. In this video, we are going to create an article from a video. Absolutely brilliant way to use Bard. Without further ado, let's dive straight in. So over here, I got my YouTube channel opened up and I posted a video over here with my coach, David Allison. And we're going to use this video because I want to turn it, pause it. I want to turn this video into an article so I can post this on, I can post it on LinkedIn, on Medium, and everywhere else. So let me go ahead and share this link and we will use it here in just a second. So this is part of a bigger strategy that we discussed earlier where you want to take one big piece of content. For example, I did this video with my coach and it's a lot of effort, right? You got to sit down for an hour and do a podcast interview, which I did. But that's a lot of content. From one YouTube video, we can do so many articles. We can do Twitter posts. We can do Instagram posts. We can do all kinds of fun stuff. We can take the video. We can create a podcast. We can do shorts and reels. There is a lot of stuff that we can do. One of the simplest things is just to turn it into an article. And so this is the video. And then we're going to use our ultimate prompt formula. So if you remember, if you've gone the earlier videos, we did the ultimate prompt formula. And now we're going to adjust this formula, use the fill in blank, and to create this article. So pretend that you are the best writer in the world. You're going to help me write a LinkedIn/Medium article from the link below. The audience is young entrepreneurs, mostly men in the US. Actually, that's not necessarily true. We'll just put entrepreneurs, mostly men in the US. The goal of this task is to share the insights and wisdom of my coach, David Allison. Use friendly, kind, and approachable tone of voice. The response should be, I'm not gonna specify this. And we are going to put link. I'm also going to put a title because sometimes if you don't write the title, then it doesn't actually get it right. So I'm going to go ahead, copy paste all of this, and we'll put title. Bam. Let's see what we come up with. So here we got an article. In his recent video, Darius Mora discusses a power video. He argues that the words can create dialogue of destiny, determines our reality. Essence explains. Okay, so actually I want to change this. Write the article from first person perspective, like it's written by me, Darius Mora. This should hopefully do it. But overall, as I saw, the general content of the article was good. This is on point. Oh, let's see. Watch the YouTube video. Well, I didn't watch the video. I made the video, but okay. I'm not good enough. Allison argues the words have impact. I am the person in the video that's interviewing David Allison. Forgot to specify that. All right, so now it is better. I recently had the opportunity to interview David Allison, a leadership coach. In our conversation, shared insights, words of profound impact in the world. Okay, so this is a good start. I want to change the format. Change the format and make it a proper article. Use the best practice principles from the most engaging articles on LinkedIn. Use an introductory paragraph, then the body, and finally a conclusion paragraph. Make the article longer than it is now. So we got introduction. Great. We got the body. Conclusion is the body is very, very tiny. And additional tips. Okay. Make the body portion of the article much more significant and large and longer. Include the additional tips in the body as well. Cool. So here we got the new format. Dialogue of destiny, words that power impact our life. David Allison. This is good. There's an example. I'm not good enough. Specifics, additional tips. Alrighty. This is a better article. I like it. We're not going to export this. I'm going to copy this text, and over here I have my LinkedIn open, and we are going to start writing an article as myself. And I'm going to paste all of this text. Dialogue of Destiny is the headline, and this is from Bard. Okay. So now I'm going to edit the article and make sure that it's written with my tone of voice and it's using the words that I would use. So I'm going to double check and actually edit it for my audience. Alrighty, editing is finished and we have an article ready. So there's a call to action. I go ahead and click next, and now we can post it on LinkedIn. I'm going to ask it to generate a LinkedIn post title for this article. Make it catchy and get people's attention. So here are some article title ideas, power of words, see how your words can determine your future. I like this one. Go ahead and copy. Now give me 3 bullet points that highlight the most interesting part of the article. And we're going to include them in there. So this is how you get yourself an article that can be published on LinkedIn and Medium and all of the other platforms in no time. I'm going to open Medium. Here I have my Medium account, and we're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to take this title wisely, and here we're going to copy the text, and you're done. So here you can take one big piece of content like a video and then distribute it, and in just a matter of minutes have these amazing articles published. In the past, you would have to rewrite it yourself, get a copywriter, all kinds of other stuff that cost time and money, and now it's literally a matter of minutes. I hope you enjoyed this video. This was fun for me to do. This is my marketing strategy now. I don't do these kind of article writing stuff anymore. Instead, I record big videos because that's my preferred medium. And then from those videos, I can chop down small videos. I can chop down Instagram stories. I can chop down LinkedIn and Medium posts. I think this is the best way you can utilize the superpower of Bard. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you're ready, let's move on to the next real life project.